What's up guys, Qehzy or Noah here, bringing you guys another tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create your own portfolio website using Wix. So I created this website here to display some of my work. Some of you may not know this because my channel is all graphic design based, but I went to school for web development. So I'm very familiar with developing and creating websites. From my experience being graduated, a lot of my clients have actually used Wix. That is why I'm going to be showing you how to create a website using it. Now this video is also sponsored by Wix, but I'm very familiar with their tool. You can see here this website for Elite Fits is actually a client of mine that I recently did their website last week actually. And you can see here we have a nice little website with these buttons here. I'm going to be showing you how to recreate this portfolio that I made. You can see it looks really sweet. I really like how this turned out. And let's just go ahead and get started with creating this portfolio site. So you can see I have a few sites here on my Wix account, and I'm going to go ahead and create a new site. What kind of website are we creating? We're going to create a designer website, and we're going to create it with the Wix editor. So I'm going to go ahead and choose a template. Now I'm going to go to the second page, and I actually used a template to kind of get me started, which was this one, the 3D designer portfolio. And we're going to go ahead and click edit on that, and this will take us to our Wix editor. Now I'm using this template because it has one cool feature like the full screen display and the dots on the side that take you to different sections of the page, which are the anchors, and that's why I chose this one. And you can see the similarities between this and mine. You can see the full image background displaying work. I don't have quite as many as this, and then I also use this media box, but I use mine for my YouTube videos since obviously I make tutorials. But we're gonna go ahead and edit this. The first thing we're gonna do though is come here to menus and pages and set this up a while. So a few of these pages are hidden, and I'm going to go ahead and unhide them. So home, we're going to click on the dots, go to show, and 1 we're going to show, 2 we're going to show, and 3 we're going to show. And I'm actually going to delete pages 4, 5, and 6. I'm just going to click the dots, go to delete, and then delete again. And then we have projects and contact, which you can see are different anchors. If I click them, it takes us to different spots, while 3, 2, and 1 are their own pages. Another thing is I didn't use the about page, so I'm going to delete that as well. And we're going to rename 1, 2, and 3, but we can wait a little bit to do that. I'm going to close this. First things first, I'm going to go up to this button here, and I'm going to change the text. So I'm going to double click on it. It says Alex right now. I'm going to change this to my name. Noah Qehzy Klein. And if you want to move that, this is actually sticky to the top of every page here. So if you click and drag, you'll notice it won't do anything. But you can set this position. So you could put this in the middle, the right. Probably not the right because we have our menu over there, so I'm going to keep it on the left, but we can space it out if we don't want it that far, or leave it as is. I'm going to leave it where it was. And I'm going to come down, and I just want the first 3 of these views. So this is 1, 2, 3, and I don't want any of these. So I'm going to right click on this strip, delete that one, and there we go. You'll notice we have this big space here now, but I'm going to come in here and right click on the anchor and delete that. Let's go ahead and delete this anchor at the bottom as well. Kind of don't need that. Alright, so I just took this project section and drug it up at the top of this empty space, and I'm going to go back into this empty space, click, go to the page height and adjust it so we don't have so much space. Maybe give a little bit at the bottom, something like that. There we go. So now we don't have a blank space. We have our 3 main projects here. and then a project display gallery at the bottom, and then our footer. Now we can go ahead and set up some of our own stuff here. So first things first, I'm going to delete all the buttons that are already on these projects because I'm going to be creating my own. And obviously these images aren't ours, so we want to use our own. Now in my website, since I do 3 main types of design for clients, which is general graphic design, apparel design, and web design, I broke my work into those 3 categories since they're pretty specific, and I didn't want a lot of overlap when people are coming to me for a specific thing. So you could break your portfolio up any way you want. You could just display some of your favorite projects big like this and have a little more on them, or have them lead to your portfolio, whatever, however you want to do it, it's up to you. But this top one I'm going to have as my graphic design section, apparel design, and then my web design. So I'm going to click the background and click change strip background. And we have some settings and stuff, but first things first, I want to click image to add my own image to this. I'm going to click upload media, upload from computer. You can obviously upload this from wherever you'd like. Now I have a couple posters here in one page that fits or takes up about the whole screen. So I'm going to upload that and use that as my graphic design photo. I'm going to upload 2 more pictures to represent my apparel and web design. I have this thumbnail from my NFL jersey redesign that I'm going to use. And then the last one is for web design. And I believe I have a screenshot of my sports template website that I'm going to upload. And these are going to be my 3 main images. So obviously the first one for graphic design is going to be this one, so I'm going to click change background. Now the template we chose actually creates a nice effect with the background. So you'll notice here in the editor, if I scroll, the images just move along like normal. But if we go to the preview real fast and I scroll, you see the images hardly move. It's kind of a parallax effect, but it's actually not technically a parallax. It's a different effect in Wix. So if we click this, change strip background, and go to settings, you'll see, okay, it actually is the parallax effect. I thought it was reveal. So if we click reveal and then preview, let's see what that looks like. Yeah, so then that's like a scroll up effect. So I guess the top one isn't, but these other ones are, as you can see. But if we go back to editor, you can mess around with those. I actually think I like the parallax better now. So we'll just do that since on my site I went with the reveal. I'll change it up and go with the parallax. And you can also mess with the opacity. And I noticed when I added my text, it didn't stand out quite as much as I wanted, so I bumped this down. And I'm going to bump it down to about 50. I don't want white in the background though, I want my own color. So I'm going to go to color picker, I'm going to go to the plus, and then I'm going to put this 0E082F dark purple color, which is a color of like my channel and everything right now. It's a dark purple. I'm going to add that so that is the background, and then close out of that. And that's what I want the background to be. Maybe I could clean up the actual image itself and get rid of the blurs at the top, but I could also do that by going to change strip, image, and then if I click this image, I can go to crop and edit. If I just grab the top point here, bring that down, and do the same thing at the bottom, save, I can just use that, and that gets rid of that the little blurry bars at the top and bottom that kind of ruin it. So I'm going to change background to that now, and it makes it slightly blurry, so that's on me for kind of messing that up originally. Now changing the picture changed the opacity, so I'm going to bump that back down to 50, and then let's go on to the next image. Change strip background, image, and I'm going to just do my second one. And I'm going to go to settings, knock it down to 50. I'm going to go to the parallax and change the background to that custom color I added. And then the same thing for the third one. So here's my website so far. You can see if I scroll here, we have that parallax effect on all those images. Looks really nice. I really like that. And then we get to the bottom here. Let's go back to our editor real fast. And I'm gonna actually change this background color. Change page backgrounds. Go color, and let's just go white. And then the column background for this, I'm gonna go and do the same thing. Color, white, and I'm gonna go to my footer here. Click that, change strip background, color, and I'm going to do the custom color I have, the dark purple. There we go. I think that brings everything together real nice. We're going to worry about the top part here. We want to kind of flesh this all out. So you can create this from scratch, like your own text or whatever, or if you come over to the plus and go to add, there's a bunch of things you can add. So images, text, that's where you could add your own and change some settings around. I'm gonna go to strip, and you can see strip just has a bunch of different sections you can add to your website. A lot of them are pretty cool, but I noticed this one had a really cool text and button combo, so I'm gonna click that, which will add it to the bottom of our site here. And now we don't want the background per se, but we want the text and button combo, which I think is really neat. And I'm gonna press Command C to copy that. And we're gonna go all the way to the top, click our main or our first image background here, and Command V to paste. I'm actually gonna go to group elements then when you have them both selected at the top left. And if we go over to the right here with our toolbar, we can go and align that middle of that section. If you don't have your toolbar, go to tools and check toolbar to get that. And I'm gonna double click on the text, go to the top text, select it, and I'm going to type in graphic, and then on the bottom design, since this will be my graphic design section. I actually don't want the black text. I want to use one of my own colors, so I'm going to select that, go over to the color, click add, and I'm going to paste in this color 32F6F2, which is this like cyan type color. And if I click off, boom, you can see graphic design looks real nice there. And we can come and make the design text white because it's like a light gray. So I'm going to make it white, and then you'll see there's an effects tab here as well in the text settings. There's actually a bunch of settings here, but we can go and add like a drop shadow. I think I'm actually going to add this third drop shadow, but we can add a stroke, a white drop shadow. There's a couple of settings here you can mess around with. I'm going to add this drop shadow and click out and see what this looks like. I think that looks pretty good. I really like that. Then let's go to the button, and I'm going to double click on it to change the text to view projects. And where does this link to? We want to add a link, and this is going to link to page 1, which I am now going to go ahead and rename graphic design. So let's quit out of that. Let's go back to our menu. Let's double click on page 1 and call this graphic design. And while we're at it, we'll rename the others. So this is going to be apparel. I'm just going to call it, it's apparel design, but I'm just going to call it apparel. And then the third one is web design. I'm just going to call it web. Done. And I'm going to click back on home since we're still editing that. And there is that section set up. And here's a reminder to save work. Be sure to do that. We'll go ahead and click save. And I'm going to give this a quick name. By the way, if you guys want to add something that you can't find over here in the add section, or there's not settings for it, there is a dev mode. It's called Corvid for Wix, and you can actually add your own code and connect APIs, maybe use Node.js if you're interested. If you have experience with that, check that out. I'm not going to be getting into it here, but that is an option in case you were curious. I'm just going to keep going with what I'm doing here. So I'm going to actually take this group of text and copy it in my next two sections and link them to the appropriate pages. Let's press Command C, go down, paste it, and we're going to align it center. And then I'm just going to edit it to fit this section. Okay, so my main sections are all set up, and now they all link to the appropriate pages. So this will be my graphic design page when I'm ready. But if we go back to the home page, there's one last thing I want to show you real quick. Let's go back to the editor. I'm going to real quick delete this strip because we only used it for that text setup. But there is a gallery here in this template. So if we click this and go to Manage Media, you can obviously see there is a bunch of images here, which you could use as a portfolio. But I use mine for displaying videos. So if I select all these and click the delete button, not the trash can, delete, you can go to add media and you have image, text, or video. You can actually upload a video or add from YouTube. So if I do add from YouTube, you can see you can add URLs. So if I just go to my channel and let's go to my most popular video, and let's do this jersey design one. Copy that link, go back, paste it, update gallery. Boom, we have a video, click done, and there we go. And actually when people hover on that video, then it will play automatically until they hover off with this media setup. It's really cool, I really like it. But obviously you can add that or images. Now I'm not going to go ahead and add a bunch of YouTube videos because that kind of gets the point across. But then we can come up here and I can call this my tutorials or something at the header. And then at the bottom, we obviously have contact info that you can change and the social media that you can change. So if we edit text, I come here to Behance, double click, I can go to the link, click the link, and add my own Behance in there, which is Qehzy. Go ahead and check that out. Done. So obviously, I'm sure you guys can go ahead and edit these things, but let's go ahead and edit one of the portfolio pages, and I'll show you how I went about creating mine. So I'm on the graphic design page, which in this template is just one project. So I'm actually going to go ahead and delete everything that's here. And so we have this header image and some text and nothing else. Now I used the same text they had here and changed it to fit my needs, but I'm just going to leave this as is because obviously anyone can edit text. But I'm going to go to the top here and change this image to the image I used on the home page, which is these posters, and I'm going to change the background. And now I'm going to set up my gallery. So I'm going to go to add and go to gallery, and there's a bunch of galleries you can use here. I'm a big fan of the like the normal grid gallery up here, so I'm going to go ahead and drag that in. And you notice it's pretty small, but you can adjust the size to fit however you want. So I'm going to expand it out a little bit and even further to the other side. Let's drag it around. You should get a pink line when it's aligned in the middle, which it is there. And I'm going to drag it up. So here is our portfolio setup. I'm going to go to the bottom here and just give us a little breathing room. But let's click that and go to Manage Media. Now again, there's a bunch of random images in here, default images, which is fine. I'm going to go ahead and add just a couple of my own examples. So I'm going to go to Add, Image, Upload Media, Upload from Computer. And let me just add a few posters. So I have a few here. Let's add these three. Open. There they are, they're uploaded. And with portfolios, obviously you're going to be adding a lot of images, so you might want to keep things organized. So I'm going to go to Create Folder and call it Graphic Design and add all my graphic design images there. So everything can be organized. Let's double click there and then we select all three and add to page. And we can mess with the order, so let's put these ones we added to the top. Click done, scroll to the top, and boom, there they are. If we go to preview real fast, you can see how this works. Real simple gallery, looks really nice in my opinion. I really love the Wix galleries you have to choose from. Personal big fan of the even grids, but obviously they had many different options. And if you click this, it'll take you to that image on its own page so you can see it clearly like that. Let me just hit the X. Now I did that for those other 3 pages, so I'm not going to show you that again, but that is how I went about setting up each of them. Let's go back to our home page and let's stay on this site menu and go to Lightboxes over here. And you'll see we have our menu here. So if we click that, we can edit the menu that pops up when you click the hamburger menu. And you can see here's our horizontal menu. You can edit that, manage menu, add whatever you'd like, change the design of it here, maybe an animation. There's social media here that you can edit as well, if that's something you'd like to do. But I'm going to go to manage menu, and I'm actually going to go to projects, hide, contact, hide, because I don't want that. And if we go to the menu, then we have a nice horizontal menu there, just 4 options that I really like. And then again down here we have page transitions. So currently it's set to out in. I'm going to change mine to horizontal, which I really like that. If we go to preview then and go to graphic design, you can see it slides horizontal and then this pops up. Looks really nice in my opinion. I really like that. Let's go to home then. It slides over, very cool. And let's go back to the editor. Once you're happy with your website and you think you're good to go to make it live, all you need to do is go up to publish, and then you can go ahead to view site, and it is live. Now since this site doesn't have premium like the example I showed you earlier where you get this banner ad at the top, and if you don't want that, you'd have to upgrade to premium. They have a few different plans that you can choose, and they all offer various other features as well, like the ability to connect your own domain, so you can have a custom URL like that's Qehzy.com or whatever. You can also get more storage, upload longer videos, get vouchers to various premium apps, which is very helpful if you have a store or something else, or if this is like your business website, and a bunch of other things. So if you're interested in that, check out the premium, or if you just want the free version, go ahead and rock that as well. But you can see just how nice this website looks. Obviously I could spend a lot more time and really create something special. This was just a simple 20-minute tutorial or whatever this is, and I created something really nice using the template and the Wix editor. One thing to note when you are creating your site, you can see as I scroll down, everything looks very nice, everything fits in here. But if I decrease the window size, you'll notice some things get cut off, like the tutorial over here. And you can account for that if in the editor, when you're building the site, you keep all your important stuff within the box here. You can see there's 2 lines going down the screen, and this is your safe area. Anything outside of it may not be in. So you can see this video here, obviously is going to be cut off because some of it overlaps. Now the header actually comes in automatically wherever you are, but the video won't. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're building the site. But that's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to check out the link in the description and go build your own portfolio website. Every graphic designer needs a portfolio, so be sure to have one. So check it out if you're interested. If you enjoyed the tutorial, please leave a like. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram at Qehzy, and that's Qehzy. Check out my store, which will be linked down below for all my goods. And check out Template FC if you're trying to create some sports jerseys and need a mock-up. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.